Can you hear me now? Yes, you guys can hear me? Okay. All right. Okay, is that better? All right, let me see if I can do this really quick. Okay. All right. If you cannot hear, Jennifer E., can you hear me? Okay, so if at any time you guys can't hear me, Jennifer, flag me down. Okay. I might have to, hold on. For some reason, I can't see that toolbar. Okay, I'm just gonna have to minimize you like that. Okay, technical difficulty, wouldn't you know it? Okay, so anyways, if you are not brand new, it's cool. I love when you guys jump on because we just wanna make sure that you're in the right activity that's producing results. So sometimes we can be brand spanking new, or we can be several weeks or months in the business. And if we're not plugging in, or if we don't know what tools that we have to utilize and we're not putting those tools in our tool belt, then maybe we're not utilizing everything we can. So we're not moving in the right direction. And so this is just a great way to jump on a Thursday night and say, hey, what am I doing? What am I not utilizing? What maybe little nugget have I missed? Or let's pick up a nugget tonight that maybe that could help turn my business up a notch or change gears just a little bit. So let me turn this phone. It's going crazy. Okay, so first, okay, better. Okay, good. So sometimes I try to watch that chat, but I get sidetracked because I get pumped up. So I'm going to leave Jennifer E. in charge of that chat, and so she can tame me in if I get too crazy and you guys need me to slow down. But first and foremost, thank you for your time. I appreciate you guys getting on with me tonight. 9 o'clock is, I know, tough for some of us. It's bedtime, it's wind down time, it's husband time or wife time. So I value your time. So I always want to tell you, thank you for jumping on with me and valuing my time that I'm giving to y'all. So I really appreciate you being with me. And I want you guys to know that. So thank you for that. A few things just right off the top that I think is really important that I want to make sure that we know. Pulse app. Make sure everybody has the Pulse app downloaded to their phone. I know it's super tricky sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't update. Sometimes you have to log in and out every single time you try to find something on the Pulse app. It doesn't always work perfectly, but it's an incredible app, and it's your lifeline to what's happening in Pruvit. So you want to make sure that you have that Pulse app downloaded to your Android or iPhone. It's going to tell you when you have a new customer, when you have a new promoter, if someone rank advances, or there's a video release or a promotion or anything from Michael or I. It's going to come through your Pulse app. So you want to make sure that you have that Pulse app downloaded to your phone. Super important. The Pruvit Facebook page, you also want to be connected to the Facebook page. It's facebook.com/justpruvit. And that is y'all's Facebook page. That is the company Facebook page, but it's really y'all's Facebook page. So corporate runs that page. They post lots of videos, lots of really great information there, recipes, lots of fun stuff, contests, lots of good content. So they give us that to utilize. So make sure you guys are utilizing that Facebook page. Brian is huge on that Facebook page. He really wants us to be utilizing that Facebook page, going to it, liking it, sharing it, sending it out to other people to like. So you can say, hey, I typically go to it and request 5 of my friends to like it. That way they can say, hey, this is what I'm doing. I want you to check out this page. So make sure you are sending that Facebook page and saying, hey, go check out the Pruvit Facebook page. This is why I'm so excited about Pruvit. Go check us out. You know, Michael talks about all the time that Mandy Mitchell, who's a legend, she's one of the first female legends in the company. She was on the corporate Facebook page. She watched and stalked the Facebook page, and that's how she became a promoter. So you never know who's on the Facebook page, so you want to make sure you're utilizing that page and sharing it with your friends and family. Engage on the posts. So if you share that page and your friends or family are going to the corporate Facebook page, you want them to see interaction, right? You don't want them to go there and see like 2 likes or 2 comments on a post. You want them to see hundreds and hundreds of comments. So make sure you guys are utilizing that and commenting on that daily, because Brian does check that and it's really important to him. So it's like the heartbeat of our company. So we want to make sure that we're utilizing that Facebook page. Another thing is the corporate calls. Monday and Tuesday night at 9:15. It's the same dial-in every single Monday and Tuesday night. Monday night is about community. It's all the things that are happening in the community, what's coming down the pipeline, things that are going on, and new things, maybe new products, new incentives. So those are promoter calls. You can invite people to listen in, but it's really for you guys to dial in and get the information. Tuesday night is for guests. It's geared towards promoters inviting people to listen in. It's about the product and it's about the opportunity. So it's like a freebie that our company gives us to invite people to listen in. Usually it's Dr. Andy or Dr. Heather, it's Michael or Nick or Natalie or Dustin, and they're basically wrapping up and talking about the business. So it's a great way to say, hey, I would love you to dial in and listen to this call and tell me what you think. It's a 15-20 minute call. It goes over the product. What's the product? Why are you excited about it? What it is, how it works, why you should take it. And then it kind of wraps up the business in a really, really short, easy terms. It doesn't get too involved in the business, but just a little bit, and talks about why we're excited about Pruvit and what we're doing as a company. So it's a great thing to utilize. So I always tell people, make sure there's never a Tuesday night that you don't have at least 5 people dialed in listening to that Tuesday night call. That's like free marketing. So look at it as like free marketing. You don't have to do anything or say anything. All you have to do is give someone the dial in and say, hey, dial in and listen to this call. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. There's guests on the call. Every time I listen to a Tuesday night call, it makes me want to sign up all over again. So those are really, really good calls. It gets you fired up and pumped up. So I don't know how anyone can listen to that call on Tuesday night and not want to use the product or not want to join the community. So it's a freebie. So make sure you guys are utilizing those calls and having people, guests, dial in and listen to those calls. Also, the huddle calls Monday through Friday. That's something that Michael Rutherford does, who is one of our uplines. He's also one of the first legends in the company. He's incredible. He gives his time every single Monday through Friday at 12 noon Eastern. It's a really good call. He gives, usually there's a guest, or it's just him and Natalie, or him and Nick, or maybe him and Niche, or one of the champions giving some tips and tools or tricks about the business. But it's just a quick, encouraging call that's super, super helpful. So if you're wanting to know how to share this business, if you're wanting to know how to gain customers or how to gain promoters, or what you should be doing every single day to grow your business, the huddle call is where you want to log into. That's something that you want to dial into and listen to. I know it's right smack in the middle of the day, but do what Jennifer does and put your earbuds in and listen to it while you're at work. Or do what I do and just get it on speakerphone and do laundry around the house, or whatever it is that you can do. Just dial in and listen, because it really is a good, useful call. And I always find nuggets. Yeah, after 9 months of dialing in that call 5 days a week, I still pull away nuggets at each and every day. Today was fantastic. I mean, when you have guys like Red Smith popping on there and just sharing their hearts and just, talking about what's working for them, you always are going to come away with something positive. So it's just a really good call to dial into and listen to. It is recorded, but it's only recorded for 24 hours. So that you can listen to the replay, but you have 24 hours to listen, or the new call is recorded. So make sure you guys are listening to that on the replay within 24 hours. Saturday mornings at 11:15 Eastern, there's also a Saturday morning call. That's a lot of personal growth and development. It's another way to plug into the community. Again, this is like basically like free marketing. It's free personal growth and development. It's something that the company is giving to us, so let's make sure we're utilizing those tools. I always look at it as, hey, they're giving us all these tools. Let's stick them in our tool belt and pull them out and use them, because if we're utilizing all those tools, we're going to make a beautiful thing. So if you're utilizing all the tools that we're given, we're going to be productive, and it's going to grow and build our business super strong. So make sure that you're utilizing those things that are given to you for free, right? So they're not even asking us to like pay for those or to be a part of those. Like, we don't have to do anything. All we have to do is utilize those tools that are given to us. So let's make sure we're taking advantage of those awesome tools. I get asked a lot, what do I do now? I'm a promoter, like I'm waiting for my experience pack. What do I need to do? There's a few things, and I want to talk about a couple things because I got a few emails, which I love. I love when you guys message me and ask me stuff to talk about on Thursday nights. And it's funny, when people do, it's usually a lot of the same things. So it's cool that a lot of us have the same questions. So I'm going to go over a couple of those things that I got messages on tonight. A lot of people ask me about the Go Challenge. That seems to be a huge question. So what the Go Challenge is it's basically, it starts the timer. We have 2 bonuses that are timed. GoPro and MVP are timed bonuses, okay? So when you start the Go Challenge, it starts the clock ticking for 14 days, which you have to hit GoPro. You have 30 days to hit MVP. So here's the trick with the Go Challenge. When you join, whether you buy the experience pack or not, it's regardless if you buy it or not. I personally think the best way to launch your business is to buy the experience pack, because it's going to give you product in hand for you to turn around and sell in 5-day experiences. The reason I think it's awesome is because you don't have to convince someone to go to your website and order a 30-day and spend $150. You can do that, and it's awesome and it's possible. But all you have to do is sell them $25 for a 5-day, and they experience the product themselves. They fall in love with it, and it's an easy sell, right? So they experience the 5-day experience, and then they fall in love with the product, and they become a customer. So it's just an easier way to launch your business. But if you don't buy an experience pack, it's totally fine. You can still rock this business. You can still hit GoPro and MVP. So hear me. The experience pack does not keep you from getting GoPro or MVP. Y'all, if you are not muted, make sure you mute yourselves, because sometimes the Zoom doesn't mute, even though I mute you. So when you sign up as a promoter, when you log into your back office, which is your cloud, you're going to see a green Go Challenge on the left-hand side. And what that is if you start your Go Challenge, it starts the clock ticking for your timer of 14 days to GoPro. What happens is, if you don't start that Go Challenge and someone goes to your website and orders product from you, it does not count towards your GoPro bonus. And that is not good. Like, you don't want that to happen. So I train my people, the second you join, whether you buy an experience pack or not, you push the Go Challenge button. And a lot of people want to wait. They think, oh, well, I don't want to push the Go Challenge because it takes me a week to get my product. So why would I want to push the Go Challenge button when I have a week that I could wait until I get my product and then go? I get that. Like, I understand that. But I've seen it for 9 months, time and time and time again, is that you forget to push the Go Challenge button, and then you get 4 or 5 customers and they buy from you, and then you're upset because they don't count towards your Go Challenge. And then you want to email support and get those to count, and they will not do it. And so the best thing for everybody is just to start that Go Challenge and figure out the samples later. Like, if your upline has samples and they can front you 20 or 40 until you get your experience pack, that's the best option. So I would say as soon as you join, start your Go Challenge, okay? Because I don't want you to miss out on the orders or someone joining and then you not getting credit for that volume. Does that make sense to y'all? You following? So you immediately want to start that Go Challenge because every single order that comes in will count towards your GoPro bonus if you have started your Go Challenge. If you have not started your Go Challenge, then it will not count. So you just want to make sure you start your Go Challenge before you have anything run through your cloud. So any orders or anybody joining you. A lot of people are confused about the experience pack also. So technically, you have 14 days to buy the experience pack. So let's say you join and you don't have the money to buy the experience pack. So you just go ahead and join and you're so excited and you're like, you're ready to run. Let's say 7 days into it, you say, oh my gosh, I have all these people wanting samples. I should have bought the experience pack. I'm missing out on the double direct. Like, I really should have bought the experience pack. It's not too late. You can still buy the experience pack and get all those benefits, the double direct commission for the first 30 days, the fast start bonuses, and the rank 5 if you purchase the experience pack in your first 14 days, okay? Regardless if you push the Go Challenge button or not. So you have 14 days. So if you join and then 8 days later you buy the experience pack, your benefits start from 8 days forward. So you have from 8 days to 30 to get the benefit. Does that make sense? So you're not grandfathered in. You're not going to get the benefit, the double direct for the first 8 days that you joined because you didn't have the experience pack, but you're going to get them started forward from the 8 days forward that you bought the experience pack. So 14 days, you have that window to decide if you want to buy the experience pack or not. So a lot of times someone joins and they say, oh, I didn't buy the experience pack. I can't buy one now. No, you can. You have 14 full days to decide whether you want to buy that experience pack or not to get that benefit. So I'm going to make sure everybody knows that. So if you jump in and you don't buy the experience pack, great. So be it. Don't worry. We can run without it. But if you decide, hey, I have 30 people wanting samples, I totally should have gotten this experience pack because I can make my money back, then buy it because you can still get that benefit 14 days in. Okay? Just want to make sure you know that. Like I said, the Go Challenge is really only relevant to start the timer. So it's 14 days to GoPro and it's 30 to MVP. GoPro is $250 bonus and MVP is $500 bonus. And we talked about this last night, that the GoPro is $800 in BV with 2 customers minimum, and then $1,000 in team. That can be a little bit confusing because they're like, what's team? Team volume is anyone on your first 3 levels. So if I sign Jennifer and Jennifer signs Chris, Chris is my level 2. So let's say Jennifer buys the experience pack, I'm going to get $650 in volume from her, okay? And then Chris buys a family pack, but he gets 2 customers. Those 2 customers are going to be in my team volume. So that's going to help me hit GoPro. That makes sense? So it's 800 in personal BV and then 1,000 overall in team. So you can get it however you want it, whether it's promoter volume or customers, as long as you have at least 2 customers. I personally, when you think about it logically, like obviously experience packs are going to get you there the fastest, right? So if you can get 2 customers in an experience pack and then get your new promoter to get 2 customers, that's a win-win. That's the fastest, quickest way to get your GoPro. So that's why I always tell people, get 2 customers and get a promoter with an experience pack. It doesn't have to be that way. You can get all customer volume if you want to. But as long as you have $800 in volume and 1,000 in team, then you're going to hit your GoPro if you do it in 14 days. You're going to do that exact same thing over again to hit MVP. So it's 1,600 in volume with at least 4 customers and then 2,000 in team. So again, I'm a simplistic girl. Like, show me the money is how I say it. Show me what's the easiest, fastest way to do it. So I'm going to get my 4 customers because I know I got to have my 4 customers, right? So that's my first priority. I'm going to get my 4 customers And then I'm going to say, okay, what's the fastest way to get to my BV? And that's going to be promoters with experience packs. But you can get it however you want to. If you're a hustler and you have all customers for that 1600 BV, awesome. Just make sure you have at least 4 customers, 1600 in BV, and 2000 in T. And Natalie talked about this before. Y'all, MVP is, you could do it in your first 2 days or your last 2 days. It doesn't really matter, but it's much more fun to do in your first 2 days. It's a lot less stressful to hit MVP your first 2 days than your last 2 days. Because everybody's running around with their chicken with the head cut off, and you're like, oh my gosh, I need this much more BV, and I only have 2 more days. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? So hustle on the front end, and then celebrate in the back end when you have like 2 more weeks and you don't have to worry about it, instead of like sitting and not worrying about it until like the last 2 days and then like freaking out trying to get all that BV in the last 2 days in the month. I mean, really, if you have even the slightest bit of influence and you're a hustler and you're willing to work, GoPro and MVP can happen your first week. Like, I mean, it could happen your first few days if you set yourself up right. So it's just about getting eyeballs on the campfire video and hitting up your inner circle. So what I did when I first came in, I was kind of strategic, just a little bit. Like, I talked to my friends before I pulled the trigger. So I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Do you want to do it with me? This is what I need. So like, I was ready to jump in, and I said, okay, you're jumping in with me. So I said, okay, I'm going to do this, and you're going to buy the experience pack. Sorry, no, it's fine. My teenagers took my 7-year-old for ice cream, and they're just getting back. So I was strategic about it, right? Because I wanted to get in and go fast. So some people can do that, and then some people don't know what they're doing. They just join and then go forward. But I personally feel like your inner circle is the best way to go pro and go MVP, right? Because the people you love and that love you are more apt to support you and try the product in order for a 30 day, or say, hey, if you're doing this, I want to do this with you, and join. So like, I always tell people, if you want to go pro and go MVP, then hit up your inner circle, hit up your best friends. Like this, it's the most fun to do this with people that you love and like you hang out with anyway. Because it's like, I love doing this with the people that I hang out with. So those are the people that you want to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Like, will you do this with me? Or, hey, I love this product. I've been taking it. This is what it's doing for me. I want you to try it. Like, hey, Kelly. Yeah.
Sorry, I want to add to that.
Yeah.
Not just with you going pro or going MVP, but as you have customers who are loving the product, help them set themselves up for when they join in the same manner. So like, if you have a customer who's loving the product and, their potential for a promoter, have them start sharing it with their family and friends. And, even if it's just on like the customer referral program or whatever it is, to kind of set themselves up so that when they join, they can hit that GoPro and MVP right away.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because, I mean, really, it's not that, 2 customers and to hit GoPro, like 2 customers and 1 promoter really does it. And 4 customers and 2 promoters to hit MVP, that's not a lot. So it's really doable. And that's $750 just in bonuses. That's not even commission and override. So you're really looking at like $2,000 at the end of the day, hitting GoPro and MVP in just your first few days or few weeks. So if you hit that, and now, I don't know if y'all know this, if y'all were on the calls, on the corporate call, the new MVP pool, you're going to get the MVP pool the month you hit MVP. So you're going to it's going to like basically double your money. So the faster you hit MVP, the more money you're going to make. So it's really going to drive people to try to hit MVP faster because the pool's going to be higher. So Brian is really looking out, our CEO is really looking out for people that are just starting out, because he wants everybody to make a substantial amount of money. Because when people start network marketing or they do something like this, there's two things they want to do. They want to have success with whatever product they're using, and they want to make money. So we already know we're going to have success with the product because our product rocks. It's amazing. So if we can get you earning a couple G's your first month, you're going to keep doing it. You know, you're going to go tell your friends and family, hey, I just made $3 grand. I mean, that's a lot of money. Most people don't make that. Most people take months to make that. You could virtually make that in a few days or a few weeks here. So that new MVP pool is really awesome. Like, it's really going to double your money, which is fantastic. So I would really be racing and hauling tail to MVP, because that bonus is going to really put you guys at a new ballpark. So GoPro and MVP are literally the basis of our business. And I shoot for GoPro and MVP every single month. Like, obviously I've already hit it. And only when we have a reset can I really go after it again. But like, for me personally, like, I try to hit that every single month. I always try to say, okay, I need 2 more customers and I need a new promoter with experience pack. I need 4 customers and 2 promoters with experience pack. Like, I try to do that consistently, even though I can't get that bonus, but it's good to be in that activity because I know what that activity is going to bring. So GoPro and MVP is really the basis of our business. It's repeating that same activity over and over and over. And what that does is it brings you to your next goal, which is All-Star. So if you bring in 5 personals, that means you sign personally 5 people, you bring into the company and you help them get to MVP, then you hit All-Star. And that's $1,000. And that's really, just a really great road to leadership because you're personally bringing in people and helping them run to GoPro and MVP. So, and that's, 5 people isn't that many. You could really do that really quickly. I did that my first 2 weeks. So if you're, like I said, if you have a little bit of influence and a little bit of hustle and heart, you can do it. Even if it takes you a couple months, you have 120 days to hit All-Star. That's generous. So you guys just think about it. GoPro, MVP, All-Star. GoPro, MVP, All-Star. That's it. Like, that's your goals each and every month. And that's what we do over and over and over and over and over. So a lot of times people say, okay, I hear you say GoPro and Go MVP and All-Star, but how do I do that? Like, how do I get people to buy the product? How do I get people to join? Very simple. Watch, connect, experience, and enroll. Watch, connect, experience, and enroll. Same thing I've done for almost 10 months now. I'm going into my 10th month with Prove It, and I still do the exact same activity every single day. I still get eyeballs on the campfire video. I still have 5-day experiences. I have a bunch of them going out right now. Like, I still pack up 5-day experiences every single day. That's part of my DMO every single day, even 10 months later. I never vary from the activity. It's the same activity that got me to Champ 9. I just do it a lot more. Does that make sense? It's not different. It's exactly the same activity. I just do it more frequently. And that's what you have to do. And you have to know, the more you're in those activities, the more eyeballs you have on the campfire video, the more people you talk to about ketones, the more 5-day experiences you sell, the faster you're going to move forward. So you can't, I tell people all the time, don't look left, don't look right, just look forward, because you can't compare your journey to anybody else's because you don't know what they're doing. You don't know what activity level they're at, right? We're all at different activity levels. We all have different things going on in our lives. So if I have 20 people a week watching the campfire video and you have 2 people a week, who's going to go faster, me or you? Probably me. Just based on numbers alone, because I have 20 people watching the campfire video and you only have 2. So I'm always telling people the biggest favor that you can do yourself in this business is be honest. It is. It's be honest. It's what are you doing every single day to grow your business? What are you doing every single day? How many people have you sent the campfire video? How many people have you texted and said, hey, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? That is the simplest text to send. Hey, so-and-so, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? It's not weird. It's not embarrassing. It's not network marketing. It's not You know, it's not something that's like, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. It's just, yo, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? And someone could say, what the hell is ketones and ketosis? Or they could say, oh, I know everything. You know, they could start talking about science to you, and they know everything in the world about ketones and ketosis. The great thing is you don't care what they say. All you care about is the response, that they give you one. And if they do, then you say, awesome. Watch this quick video and then hit me back and tell me if it makes sense to you. Or hit me back and tell me what you think. And you're going to shoot them over the campfire video and start dialoguing with them. That's how simplistic this business is. Like, hey, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? Like, it takes 2 seconds. And they're going to say, I don't know, I've heard about ketosis. I think I know what ketones are, but I don't know. I heard it's bad, or I heard that could kill you. Or, oh, I heard it's great for fat loss. Or, oh yeah, I think I had a cousin that was in ketosis. Like, it doesn't matter what they say. Understand? It doesn't matter what they say. All you do is say, awesome. I'm going to shoot this video over to you. Watch it really quick and tell me what you think. Or hit me back and tell me what you think. Or tell me if it makes sense to you. Brian James says, tell me if it makes sense to you, which I like, because I want them to say, hey, does that make sense to you? Like, oh, that looks interesting. Does it make sense to you? So like, that's something that you can shoot out text to five or 10 people every single day. Start with the A's in your cell phone. Go work down every single day. Send it to 5 or 10 people and just say, hey, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? Whatever they say awesome, that's cool. I'm going to send you this quick video. Watch it and then hit me back and tell me what you think. And then when they do, if they ask questions, boom, you're going to connect them. So the watch part is the video. Use your Experience Keto site. That's your campfire video. Use the Drink Your Sample site. That's your video, the Rob DeVore video. Whatever video you like, that's the watch. The connect is after they watch it and you ask them questions, or they ask you questions, or you're dialoguing. Then it's the third-party validation. Hook them up with your champ. Hook them up with me. Hook them up with Michael Rutherford or Natalie or Dustin or Francisco. Somebody, if they're into fitness, you know, pick someone in our community or in our team that can validate you, that can validate the product, that can validate the business. That's what the third-party validation is. That's the biggest, most underutilized step in this, but it's the most important, is the connection part. That's just dialogue. That's just to say, hey, that's an awesome question. I want to get that answered for you. This is so-and-so. They know more than I do. Here's the response. It doesn't have to be weird. It doesn't have to be an hour-long conversation. It doesn't have to be, you know, totally awkward. It just can be like, hey, this is Francisco. He used to be an Orange Theory coach. That's an awesome question. Hey, can you talk about, you know, ketones and fat loss? Whatever the question is, there's someone that can validate the question and back you up. So that's what the connection part is, right? And then the outcome, what you're looking to happen from the watch and the connect, is 2 things. Experience the product or enroll as a customer and a promoter. That's it. That's how it works. Watch, connect, experience, and enroll. And it really is that simple. And if you can just stick to that and be bold and like step outside your comfort zone and do that more than you're doing right now, then you'll move forward faster. Because like, it's easy to say, I'm going to do that. I'm going to text 5 people tomorrow. And then you get your phone and then you're like, oh God, I'd die if I said that to them. You know, and then you're like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. You know, and then you don't do it. Well, like, ask yourself, like, seriously, what is the worst thing that could happen if you sent a text that said, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? Like, what is the worst thing someone could do? Ignore you? You're going to live, I promise you. Or they say, what the hell do you mean? What do you mean, what do I know about ketones and ketosis? You know, like, what's the worst thing that can happen? Like, nothing bad is going to happen. You have to learn to, like, detach yourself from the outcome. And if you do, I promise you, like, it gets easier and easier and easier. Like, before, like, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I would never have ever talked to anybody about any of this stuff. I would have died 1,000 deaths. Now I'm the person that's in the grocery store line that like butts into people's conversations and like says, oh, then I just like start interjecting about whatever. And I talk about it all the time. But it's not because I don't have fear. It's not because like I don't have that like little thing that says, oh, don't do it. I have that thing that says don't do it. Like I feel like I'm gonna barf half the time, but I do it anyway. That's the difference. Like I push through it and do it anyway, and like every time it gets easier and easier. So I promise you, like when you want to go do it, like you hear that conversation, you're like, oh, I should totally give them a packet of Max right now, and like give them my card, or I should so say something, and like that hesitation comes, and you don't want to do it. If you do it anyways, I promise you, it's gonna feel so good, and like the next time, it's gonna get easier and easier and easier. And that is what's gonna grow your business. That is going to be the make or break to getting you to that next level. And this is what I will tell you. This is what makes it worth it to me, because think about it this way. Like you hear people talk about it, but like I think, what if Casey never told me about ketones? Like what if she would have chickened out? Like, what if she would have felt embarrassed? Like, my husband would still be in a wheelchair. He probably would still be suffering horribly. We would still be broke as a joke. Our lives would be complete disarray. Like, it sounds cliche, but like, that's the truth. Like, because she didn't hesitate, because she made a conscious choice to like be bold and say, hey, yes, this is ketones. Like, I'm going to share this with you, and I'm going to step out, even though she was really nervous and scared. And she shared it with me anyways. Like, it's radically changed our lives. So like, I always think like, what if I don't say something and then someone has like a husband like mine at home and I didn't say anything? Like, I can't do that. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to not say something and keep someone else from feeling and experiencing what my husband and I are feeling and experiencing. Does that make sense? So like, if I can feel a little weird or awkward and feel like, a little slightly embarrassed or whatever, but it helps change someone's life, and it brings someone to a point where what I'm experiencing right now, what my husband is experiencing, then that feel weird for a minute, it's totally worth it. Totally worth it. So like, I feel at this point, like I would be super selfish not to share ketones with other people. So that's why you have to look at it. Like, and if you're not there yet, that's okay. Borrow someone else's belief. Borrow some of mine, but keep building your belief in the product and in the business and what we're doing in the conversation, because you will get there. And you will get to a point where you will not want to share, because this business and this product has been so powerful in your life that you would feel selfish not sharing it. Like, it'll be a point where you have to share it because it moves you so much that you want to share it with everyone. I promise you. And the more and more you do it, and the longer you're here, and the more you see our team and our company and the people that are in our community and the customers using this product, you see their lives change. You just want to. It's something that you want to do, and it just becomes easier. So keep it. My biggest suggestion to y'all, my biggest encouragement is keep it simple. Like, don't overthink it. Don't try to be the expert. Like, you don't have to know everything about ketones and ketosis. You just you need to know how to copy and paste in this business. If you can copy and paste, boy, you can do a lot. If you know how to like start a 3-way chat, you can be a legend in this company. I promise you, because I'm a champion at copy and paste, and I'm a champion at 3-way calls and messaging. I've learned a lot by listening over the last 10 months. It wasn't because I knew it all. It was because I kept quiet and listened. But I wasn't afraid to connect people. So like, keep it simple. Just do the watch, connect, experience, and enroll. Plug into the community. Like, you have to plug into this community. It's part of growing. It's part of, Brian talks about it all the time. Like, you just need a little bit of faith and belief. Like if you just have a little, and I believe with all my heart and soul that you have it because you're here. Like you said yes. So that's the first part. Like you said yes to the opportunity. You said yes to getting on a Zoom tonight. So you have the faith and belief. Like you want it enough to get on a Zoom at 9 o'clock at night to learn more about how to grow this business. So the faith and belief is there. So if you take that little bit of faith and belief and now you get into the activity and you utilize the tools, like you're going to be dangerous. Like plug into the community, keep it simple, and be about the activity. The activity is what produces the result. Watch, connect, experience, and enroll. Watch, connect, experience, and enroll. Get eyeballs on the campfire video. Connect them with third-party validation. Get them drinking the product. They'll enroll as a customer or they'll enroll as a promoter. That's simple. That's it. So just keep it like that. Don't stress about, being the expert. Don't stress about, I don't know every single thing about the compensation plan. I'm just like I said, I almost hit Champ 10 this month. We were like literally like $999,000. Like it was like really, really just shy of Champ 10. And I hardly know anything about the comp plan. All I know is it pays really, really, really well. And it's radically changed our life. Like you don't have to know much to be successful here. I just know that the product works and I know the community is awesome. And that's it, really. So, hang on. Let me check these messages really quick. Yeah, that's right. Amy, it's funny. If you don't feel sick, you're not doing something right. Yeah. Hey, stop. I always say the plays that work, like if you listen to Michael Rutherford on the huddle calls or Brian James, who's a legend as well. Sorry, my dogs are fighting. Get over here. Listen to Brian James. Plays that work are things like the text. What do you know about ketones and ketosis? Having a mixer, having people over your house and sampling the product. Saying, hey, if you guys order the raspberry lemonade, invite your girlfriends over. It doesn't have to be, oh, come learn about my product or come learn about my business. Just say, hey, come over and hang out, and then whip out the raspberry lemonade, and say, hey, I want you guys to try this. This is so good. This is what I've been drinking. I have so much energy. I feel fantastic. It doesn't have to be a meeting like Natalie always says, don't make it weird. Just be you. Like if you have people over on the weekends, just have people over on the weekends and just pull your keto out. Just drink it in your everyday life like you always would. That's what I do. Like when I go over to my girlfriend's house and we're going to have wine or whatever, I'll bring keto. Like I'm still going to have my wine more than likely, but I'm going to bring keto too. So I just bring it wherever I go. I always have it with me. I always have a shaker bottle with me, no matter what. Even if it's just water in it and I have a ketone in my purse, like I always have it because it's a conversation piece. Like Michael wears the conversation. I always wear the conversation. Like tonight I put a dress on, you can see my kids were like, where are you going? Like, because I'm not in yoga pants and a Prove It shirt. Like it's odd to them now that they don't wear Prove It shirts. So wearing the conversation is huge because it's an opportunity for people to say, oh, what's ketones or what's Prove It? Another thing that has lately for me, and I think it's because I'm traveling so much, is every time I go somewhere, I'm sitting next to professional people or I'm in the vicinity of airports. People always say, oh, what do you do for a living? And at first it threw me because I'm like, oh, crap, what do I say? Like, I don't even know. How do you answer that? That's like a really weird, open-ended question for what we do, right? So now I was sitting on the bus and Steve and Stephanie Milkey were saying, they said they felt the same way. They were like, gosh, what do we say? Like when people ask that. And then Steve said, I just started saying I sell ketones. And I'm like, oh my God, it's brilliant, because they're like, no one has any idea what ketones are. So it's like, they say, what's ketones? And it's like, that's the perfect opener to talk about what we do. So all week long, while I've been traveling, I had every single plane ride and every single airport, I've had gentlemen say, so what do you do for a living? Or what are you traveling for? Or who do you work for? And I say, oh, well, what do? I sell ketones. They're like, what's ketones? And it's been a huge conversation, and not a single person knew what ketones were. Not a single person had heard of Prove It, and they were all interested. And it was like super, it was really, cool because they were all different backgrounds, all different ages, from all over the US, and not a soul had heard of ketones or Prove It, which I thought was super cool. And it was a conversation piece, and we sat and talked for like 30 minutes. So something as simple as, hey, what do you do for a living? Or where do you work? And all you have to say is, I sell ketones. That's a great conversation, right? So you could actually ask someone, right? If you ran into someone, ask them, so they in turn ask you. So what do you do for a living? And then they're going to say, I work for so-and-so. They're going to then say to you, well, what do you do? Boom. Now you just opened the door to have a conversation. So that's another play that works. See how easy this is? Like, it really doesn't have to be that hard. You can start these conversations super organically, and it makes it just like you're sitting with a friend having a conversation. It doesn't have to be awkward. It doesn't have to be scary. It just can really happen naturally and organically, and you can just start talking about ketones. But y'all, plug into the community. Keep it simple. Watch, connect, experience, and enroll. If you do not have an experience pack, that's okay. If you've missed GoPro, that's okay. You can still hit MVP. So I know a lot of times people think, I missed GoPro, now I can't hit MVP. You can. If you've missed GoPro and MVP, it's okay. We have reset all the time. Like, Brian is awesome about starting a reset, so you still could probably have the opportunity to hit MVP again. So don't be discouraged. Just take it as a challenge to work harder and smarter so you can hit it when they have a reset. But just know, the experience pack doesn't matter. The hitting the bonuses really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the heart and the hustle matter. The faith and the belief in the desire to win here is what's important. Changing people's lives and changing your life, and if you want it bad enough, you'll do it. So if this is what you want and you're committed to it, I would say open the floodgate and go all in. Like, don't make any excuses, because excuses are valid, but they don't make money. They don't get you further, right? They're valid. You can have excuses that are super valid, but they're not going to get you to your dreams. They're not going to get you to your goals. So I would just say, go all in, get with your champ or your sponsor. I would say reach all the way up to your champ. So whoever your champion is, if you're serious about this and you want to take it all the way to the top, I would say definitely reach out to your champ and have a conversation about your goals. Like, let them know what you want to do with this. If you're brand spanking new, definitely, even if you're not, let them know so they can help you, right? And reach out to me, let me know. So I love to know, and I want to see who's going to run, and I want to run with the runners. So if that's you, let me know, because I want to be able to support you in your journey. All right. So you guys are awesome. Thank you for logging in tonight, and I will talk to you guys soon. I'll let you guys go. It's getting late. Good night.